Hello, my name is Stuart White. I'm a Senior Associate within Thompsons Solicitors Catastrophic Injury Unit. We are a highly specialised yet small unit dealing with the most serious and life-changing injuries. We represent all victims of catastrophic injury, including those with acquired brain injury. I was very proud to represent Kaya McInnes and her family following the devastating effects of the accident she was involved in March 2007. Kaya was one of 5 occupants in a vehicle travelling southbound on the A9 that was struck by a vehicle travelling in opposite direction on the other side of the road. One cannot fail to be moved by Kaya's case. I will never forget the afternoon that Lee, Kaya's mother, contacted me to tell me of the accident. At that point, Kaya was lying in a coma in the Sick Children's Hospital in Edinburgh. Lee had initially been told that Kaya didn't make it.
The phone call that I got was to tell me that my daughter was a fatality and I had to go and identify her body. I have no words at all that can explain how I felt.
And I cannot think of the gambit of emotions that Lee had gone through. First being told that her daughter was dead, and then to be told that she was fighting for her life. I'm pleased to say that Kaya has gone on to make a remarkable recovery. She's a charming girl, and it was great to meet her when she finally came through all those trials and tribulations. And she's a credit to herself and to her mother for the hard work that she's put in to get back to what can only be called as much a normal life as possible following those injuries. Lee had contacted us because she had previously been represented by Thompsons Solicitors and was happy with the service.
Approached Thompsons straight away after she was still in a coma and everything, and because Thompsons had worked for my father before that and did a great job. That's the first company I thought of phoning. Yeah, I called them. Kaya was still in the hospital then. They've made sure that Kaya doesn't need to worry for anything for the rest of her life. Yeah. Because they advised us to set up a trust fund. Kaya's on middle rate disability. Because we've set up the trust fund that Thompsons advised us to do, she will always be able to get, her disability living allowance. She gets an allowance of her payout, but money really doesn't mean anything to Kaya. But what we've done is invested and made sure that she'll never want for anything for the rest of her life. Yeah.
Working in the field of catastrophic injury is personally very rewarding. It's very satisfying knowing that I've helped people who most need my help. It's a very specialised area of work. It's not the type of work normally undertaken by solicitors who do general personal injury compensation. It's more specialist than that. Working in this area is simply more about getting compensation. The lawyer actually forms a team of specialists that help the victim get back on track, and as much as possible ensuring that the victim has all the care, support and assistance they require. By obtaining a large number of expert reports, including care and case management evidence, we were able to ensure that Kaya had the full package and the support she needed. That was all paid for by the insurance company. There was also compensation for the injury itself and the impact on her life and her family's lives, and of course her lack of future earning capacity. In many ways the lawyer sits at the very heart of that. My role in these cases is very much proactive, and I adopt a much more holistic approach than a normal personal injury compensation case. You need to know what the victim is entitled to in law and the practical care and solutions available to them. Each day I work closely with occupational therapists physiotherapists, neuropsychologists, rehabilitation experts who put these packages together in order to get the victim back on track. It's also helpful to know what the state can afford the victim as well, and that is done with discussing these issues with the experts and also the treating neuropsychologists and neurosurgeons, as we did in Kaya's case. The lawyer sits in the middle of the group and pulls and pushes resources in different directions in order to coordinate the programme. You then need to marry the two as quickly as possible to ensure that the care packages and support packages are in place as quickly as possible. This can involve significant outlays, and in Kaya's case we had to move quickly in order to secure interim damages that paid for the rehabilitation that was provided to Kaya. And this is all done with one aspect in mind, and that's to get the victim back on track as quickly as possible. The care package is something that invariably continues beyond settlement of the case. To my mind, that's one of the most important things that I do, is ensure that the correct care package is in place. It's not simply about getting compensation for the client and letting them get on with their lives. From my experience, I know how devastating a catastrophic brain injury can be. The family do not know where to go or who to turn to. One family member once said to me it was like being dropped halfway up Mount Everest in the pitch black with no equipment and told to make their way to the top.
And although our case is settled, it is still ongoing. Stuart phones, I can phone him about anything. You know, it's like a personal friend, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And did you find that support important, both of you?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It just wasn't like dealing with a solicitor. You know, there was a real connection. He supported us from day one, and he continues to support us. You know, I only got a call from him yesterday. Kaya's case has been done. This is 5 years ago. I can call him about anything, and he'll call me back. Hey, I don't call him Mr. Wyatt, it's Stuart.
I'm always available for a free initial chat and happy to answer any questions you may have. I can be contacted on 0131 225 4297, that's Edinburgh 225 4297, or alternatively you can email me at stuart.white@thompsons-scotland.co.uk.
I hope to get a good, well-paid job eventually.
You want to live independently?
A house,
yeah.
And just family and stuff like that.